الله أكبر الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به الغمة، فصلوات الله وسلامه على رسول الله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Brothers, if you move forward and fill the gaps in between you and each other, in all the rooms, please try to move forward and fill the gaps. From the sunnah, when you come, you fill the lines, the front lines, and then the one after, then the one after, and make no gaps in between. And for those who come late, if they see gap, they can fill it. Otherwise, they should not pass people and disturb them during their sitting and waiting time, but they should be in the back. النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم said, المسلم الذي يخالط الناس ويصبر على أذاهم خير من المسلم الذي لا يخالط الناس ولا يصبر على أذاهم. In this hadith, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم said that the Muslim that mix with people, social with others, deal with them, interact with them, and he has patience, he has sabr, patience against their evil or bad doings, or against their bad words or behavior toward him, is better than the Muslim that is isolated and doesn't mix with people and interact with them and doesn't have sabr, patience. This hadith is a great direction and guidance for us in our life. However, there are certain issues we need to consider in applying this hadith. First of all, people, they have different natures. People, they are not the same. So if we deal with people, we should understand that people are different in their behavior, in their attitude, in their characteristics. And this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا. This is how Allah created people different. Some people very calm, some people very cool. Whatever you say, even if you shout, if you talk, if you are emotional, if you are sweating talking to them, they are very cold, very cold. They say, oh yeah. That's what they will say. I know, I understand. And some people, they will, when you talk to them, look at their faces, they are interacting with you. Their eyes, their face goes up and down, interacting with what you say. So people are different. Some people cold, some people hot as well. Some people, they have different patience, degrees of patience. Some people, they interrupt you 100 times while you are talking maybe short statements. They don't wait until then. Some people, they come and they wait until you finish your talk. Some people, they are positive naturally by their attitude. They take things positively, even if it doesn't look like positive. They try to understand. They try to analyze. They try to excuse people. And some people, they are negative anyway. Whatever you said, they will try to pick up things and criticize and find faults and weaknesses and shortcomings. So people are different in their akhlaq and their behavior. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala distributed the akhlaq exactly by the same way that Allah distributed the arzaq. People have different levels financially of rizq and provision, and also people, they have different levels of characters and manners and morals. And everyone has his own unique way of behaving and talking and living. And these styles. And this is parameter. These akhlaq can be all positive, but they are levels. And they can be also negative, and they have also levels. If we talk at the positive akhlaq, for example, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they all used to have a great morals and akhlaq, but they are different in their characteristics and nature. Some of them, they were soft and more friendly. Some of them, they were tough and strong in the way that they express the truth. So they are different. So when we deal with people, we should deal with them according to their conditions, not according to our conditions. And this is very important, brothers in Islam. We should deal with all in kind way, friendly way, respect all, love all for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without any jealousy, without any enmity or hatred. We should deal with the poor and rich by the same way of respect. We should deal with the young and old by the same way of care. We should deal with those one who have certain positions or degrees and those one who are simple and ordinary people by the same way of respect. And this is the minimum that we have to provide for all. Brothers in Islam, we should not have doubt in anyone. We should not have bad thoughts about anyone. And we should value every single Muslim as a member of the Muslim nation. And we all have equal membership in the Muslim Ummah, and there is no higher membership than others. They are all having the same level of membership. Because they all say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to be very careful when he deals with people. So he just doesn't deal with people without thinking and planning. We have to have a strategy before we do things, before we say things. We should think about what we say before we say it. Because if we say it, then it becomes owned by others. And they will understand it in their own way. And it's very difficult for us to clarify after or to back it up and make lots of extra statements to explain what we meant. Brothers in Islam, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, before he leaves his house, he used to make this dua, وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ أَنْ أَجْهَلَ أَوْ يُجْهَلَ عَلَيْهِ. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you. From what? From me being unfair or unjust with others, unintentionally, of course, by mistake, or deal with somebody, or understand somebody wrongly, or somebody trick me, or oppressed me, or against me in any way. So he is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for him. وَهُوَ نَبِيُّ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم, and he is having the revelation, the wahi. But he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help him in dealing with people. And he said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَحَاسِنَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. In the riwayah, مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. Allah sent me to perfect the morals. Brothers in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described an-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, our role models, an example, and our teacher. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. You are indeed has a great morals and akhlaq. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even though he used to give respect for all, but also he used to give extra attention to certain people based on their positions. I'll give you an example. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان ينزل الناس منازلهم. Give you one great example when the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم sent a letter to Herakl. Herakl is the king of the Roman at that time. And Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم wrote this letter to him. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من محمد بن عبد الله من محمد عبد الله ورسوله إلى هرقل عظيم الروم. إلى هرقل عظيم الروم. Focus on this word. He said, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, from Muhammad, the servants of Allah and His Messenger, to Herakl عظيم الروم, the king or the great man, the leader of the Rome. He gave him this title, عظيم الروم, the greatest person among the Roman. And he was kafir, and the Prophet ﷺ was sending him a letter to invite him to Islam. So he gave him this respect, extra attention, because of his position. So if I will meet a person with a great position, I will not say, oh, I don't care his position, and I treat him like anyone else in the street. Yeah, we respect everyone, same thing. But we consider those one who have great positions and influence in the society, even if they are not Muslim. Because the Prophet ﷺ gave them this care and this respect because for da'wah reason, not because they are special as people. It's not for their own personal character, but it is actually for the consequences, for the influence that they have in their position, for the benefit of da'wah, to raise the name of Allah. And this is fiqhul ma'alat wa maqasid al-sharia. When we do something, we look at the consequences and why we do it, the benefit of it, the wisdom behind it. عظيم الروم. It's very big words mentioned by Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam conquered Mecca in a very peaceful, great way that should be a great example, not only in the history to study, but actually in our presence and in the future of this Muslim ummah. And how he was very merciful for all those people who tortured him and his companions and killed his companions and tortured them for years. Brothers in Islam, he said, من دخل دار أبي سفيان فهو آمن. Abu Sufyan is the leader of Mecca at that time. And when he accepted Islam with lots of hesitation. And we know the story. Hesitation and doubt. And then he said the Shahada, but he was not solid. His Iman was not strong. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wants to make tathbeet for his Islam. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wants to strengthen his Islam. So he said, whoever go to his house, he is secure and safe. So why he mentioned is an honor and respect. Brothers in Islam, the Quran advised us, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم. Leave the doubts on people and suspicion and negative thoughts about them. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إياكم والظن. Don't have doubt on people, suspicion on people. Always have good thoughts, good expectation, positive attitude toward others. فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبَ الْحَدِيثِ. Because this dhan is actually the worst lie. The worst lie. It's accusation. So when we deal with people, brothers, we should also deal with people based on how they say things and do things, not based on their intentions. Because we should judge people from outside, not from inside. We don't know their intention. We cannot say, oh, I know what he said. He said fine. What he said is okay, but I know his intention. He's a liar. I know him as a man. He's never been sincere. I know him. And he can't be. Don't you know? And then people judge even the intention and sincerity, which is very secretive between people and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And only Allah knows. And only Allah has the authority to judge people, not us. We judge what they do. We can say what they do is haram. We can say what they do is good. But we cannot say, oh, what they have done is good, but actually they did it to show off. Subhanallah. We judge their intention, we destroy their deeds, and we put them in a so bad corner. Brothers in Islam, we are not allowed to judge the bawatin and maqasid and the nawaya, but we are allowed to judge the words and deeds. Look at this famous story when Usama radiallahu anhu, he killed the man. Even though in the battle, this man, he killed many Muslims. He was kafir, he was in fight, he was in enmity, he was attacking Muslim. And then when he got him and he wanted to kill him, and the sword just on his neck, he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And then the Prophet ﷺ, and then Usama killed him. And when he came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him the story, the Prophet ﷺ said, why you killed him? You didn't hear the shahada? You didn't hear what he said? He said, oh, the Prophet of Allah, he said it just because he want to avoid the killing. He want to avoid the killing. He want to save his neck. It's not because he believe in it. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, أَشَقَقْتَ عَلَى قَلْبِهِ أَفَلَا شَقَقْتَ عَلَى قَلْبِهِ أَفَلَا شَقَقْتَ عَلى قَلْبِهِ. Did you open his heart? Did you see this? That he was a liar? And the Prophet ﷺ kept repeating this until Usama said, I wish if even I was not Muslim before that moment, and that day was the first day in my Islam. Brothers in Islam, we cannot judge people intentions. We need to deal with people based on reality. That people, they may make mistakes. This is the nature of people. Maybe they have misunderstanding or misinformation, or they forget sometimes. Brothers in Islam, this is the nature of the human. And we should deal with people based on this knowledge that no one perfect, no human perfect. So if a wife made a mistake, this is not the end of the world. If a husband made a mistake, it's not the end of the world. If a son or daughter, if a father or mother, if a close friend, if a teacher, because they are all human and they do make mistakes. They do miss things. They cannot be perfect. Allah created them imperfect. They can't be perfect all the time. And we need to deal with people based on this understanding. And we should accept their apology. If somebody comes, نقبل أعذار الناس واعتذاراتهم. If somebody comes and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. That's it. We should forgive. We should accept. We should لابد أن نتجاوز عن أخطاء الناس ونغفر لهم زلاتهم. As long as there is no consequences, they didn't take the rights of others, they didn't oppress others, there's no rights to be exchanged, then it's fine. A word that said, it's okay, if it's about me, it's fine. Don't worry. You go. Don't worry about it, brother. That's it. Oh, sorry, I said this, I didn't mean it. It's just come slip of tongue, this. Brother, Alhamdulillah. I forgive you and don't worry about it. It's enough somebody comes humiliated, saying sorry to you. putting himself in the front of you. This is more than enough for the true Muslim has shahama. Brothers in Islam, we should accept and say Alhamdulillah, because the Quran said خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. Forgive people. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to forgive, and many stories in the seerah. People when they come and then they admit their sin and mistakes. Brothers in Islam, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أن يجعلنا من أهل الأخلاق الحميدة وأن يجملنا بالأخلاق الطيبة التي تجلب الناس إلى دين الله وتدعو الناس إلى رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله وبعد. أيها الإخوة, Allah said in the Quran خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. And he said وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this وإذا سمعوا اللغو أعرضوا عنه وقالوا لنا أعمالنا ولكم أعمالكم سلام عليكم لا نبتغي الجاهلين. These are 3 ayat, very clear that if some people they don't have enough, they don't have a great character, manners, morals, knowledge, and they are mixing up things, confusing the situation, and they come to you and then they say things that make you upset. What's the Quran said? Just leave them. Don't argue with them. Don't spend time. Okay, brother, no problem. Jazakallah khair. May Allah guide me and you, and forgive me and you. Alhamdulillah. Otherwise you spend 2-3 hours for no use, wasting of time, and no one will understand anything. Alhamdulillah. Just we will lose the time. So Allah said, if you see those people, they are doing this and this is their character, khalas. You say salam, salam, peace, just peace. End it in a nice way. Don't offend them, don't attack them, don't abuse them, don't accuse them. Don't get also upset in your heart. Make your heart also positive. Take it, because you know they are different. They have very low level of akhlaq. So do not take yourself to their level, because the moment you reply to them and argue with them, then you become like them. Because if somebody comes and argue with you and make jahala with you, you have 3 options. Either you be better than the person, so you say something good, higher level, and then end it nicely, and don't feel bad about it. Or you be like this person, talking same language and same way. Or you be worse than this person, and even say worse than what he said. So we have these options. And the best options is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do, brothers in Islam. وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. That's what the Quran said. You don't say that bad deeds and good deeds equal. They are not equal. Do good deeds from your heart and forgive and pass this, and then you will find that what is between you and this person will come from enmity to friendship, to brotherhood. He will respect you, appreciate you. He will realize in his heart and in his mind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the brothers, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And come back to Hadith Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Muslim who is social with others and patient with others and interact with others better than the one who is isolated and doesn't have patience. And he said also in the authentic hadith, وَمَنْ يَصْبِرْ يُصَبِّرُهُ اللَّهُ. Whoever is patient, Allah will give him even more patience. Brothers in Islam, at the end of my khutbah, I would like to remind myself and everyone to use the coming holiday very well. To become closer to Allah, to do the prayers on time, and to make sure that we in the family make sure that our children they pray on time, to do as-salawat al-khams, al-fara'id, and they read Quran. They don't spend all their time and wasted in playing. They play, entertainment good, relaxing good, but at the same time we have to balance things. We have to balance things. We should not miss prayers, miss fara'id in order to do other things. We have to look at the programs, plan it very well. It's winter time. Sometimes if we are not careful, we miss many prayers, brothers in Islam. We have to be careful when we book anything, when we go anywhere, and make sure that we are Muslims who are practicing Islam before anything else. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this holidays a holiday, school holiday for all our children, to make them closer to Allah, know more from the Quran, pray more, and closer to their family and kinder to their parents, and they learn more morals and adab of Islam. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعنا على أنفسنا بفعل الطاعات وترك المنكرات. اللهم أحينا مسلمين وتوفنا مسلمين وألحقنا بالصالحين غير خزايا ولا مفتونين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم كن مع إخواننا المشردين والمهجرين في كل مكان. اللهم كن لهم عونا ومعينا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله.